السلام عليكم ورحمة الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين. In the previous sessions we talked about dua, and we said that dua is ibadah and worship, and the purpose of worship is to make us close to Allah and to reach to the state of certainty. And in Quran we see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives three specific levels of certainty, beginning from ilmul yaqeen to aynul yaqeen and then to haqqul yaqeen. If I want to make it close to our minds, just imagine if you see smoke going to the sky from distance. By seeing the smoke, you are certain that there is fire in that place. You don't see fire, but you are certain about it. You just study the nature according to your experience, and your knowledge tells you that when there is a smoke, certainly there is fire. This is ilmul yaqeen, the knowledge of certainty. But if you go closer, you reach to the place that smoke is there, and then you will see the fire. And this is the state of aynul yaqeen, the eyes of certainty. And if you even get closer and put your hand into fire, then you will see that your hand is being burnt. And that is haqqul yaqeen. The truth of certainty is when you are burnt by fire. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking about the life, the material life. Allah says this life, the material life, without Allah, when you look at it from only the secular perspective, it will be a hell. And if you open your eyes, if you study, if you look at the nature of life, you will see that when man is disconnected from Allah, when man is not in the state of worship and ibadah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, man will be in hell. The nature of this life will turn into hell. As I said, if you just look at the liberal life that is being promoted by the media, they are not happy. People are struggling. They are, as much as they are struggling and getting into muck and mire of the material life, it is giving them more hardship and more pain and more difficulty. And then they come up with very crazy ideas. As the Western philosophers, they say today people in the West, they are not looking for beauty. They look for ugliness. They look for the satanic things. Why? Because as much as they just wanted to run up from the darkness, from the terrifying things, then they see that no, everything everywhere is terrifying and terrible. And then they said, okay, let's give up to it. Let's enjoy it. If we see everything is hell, let's enjoy the hell. But it's not giving them happiness and satisfaction. They don't want to be beautiful, they want to be ugly, and just being ugly, even it's not going to give them happiness. You see that man is turning into animals in the modern time. Man who are pretending to be dogs, or those who are pretending to be pigs. Why? Because man, when it is disconnected from the source of truth, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it will be very difficult and it will be the hell for human being. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about Jahim, that if you study the nature of life, you will see that without Allah everything is hell. This is ilmul yaqeen. And then Allah says, if you go through perfection and if you can open your spiritual eyes, then you will reach to the level of aynul yaqeen. Then you will see the hell around yourself. Those who have the malakuti eyes, the heavenly eyes open, then they can see that, yes, without Allah, everything is fire, everything is hell, and there is no happiness and satisfaction in things without Allah. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لو تعلمون علم اليقين لترون الجحيم ثم لترونها عين اليقين. ثم, after that, if you can open the heavenly eyes, لترون, certainly you will see the fire and the hell through your eyes. And in Surah Waqa, verse 95, Allah says, and when those people die and they enter tasliyatu jahim, when they enter into fire of hell on the day of judgment, inna hadha lahuwa haqqul yaqeen. This is the truth of certainty, that when the person is in fire, and then they will see that what fire tastes. So without Allah, without being connected to Allah, life turns into hell. And certainty is something that we can achieve by ibadah and by dua. And the way that we can achieve certainty about hell, إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ, those who fly from this asfalus safilin, that is this dunya, which is hell. They fly into heaven, and then they will have the knowledge, the eyes, and the truths of certainty about Jannah, about being with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is the greatest state that a man can achieve. If you study about Allah, if you know about Allah, if you just practice Allah like us without having this open, heavenly eyes open, if you are a Muslim, you have experienced that how much peaceful and happy state is when you are in worship, when you are in dua, the times of iftar, how much pleasing is those moments of iftar for you. This is the ilmul yaqeen. You have the knowledge that how beautiful being with Allah is. And if you have your eyes open the way that Ibrahim alayhi salam opened his eyes, كذلك نري إبراهيم ملكوت السماوات والأرض ليكون من الموقنين. Allah says we opened the eyes of Ibrahim, the heavenly eyes. Then Ibrahim was bestowed عين اليقين, and he could see the kingdom of Allah. And then ليكون من الموقنين, he was موقن, he was أهل اليقين, he was from the certainty, but this is عين اليقين. And in the day of judgment, after his death in Barzakh, and in the day of judgment, he is with حق اليقين. So these are the purpose of dua, these are the purpose of worship, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the chance and tawfiq to experience these great levels in the month of Ramadan. Even if at the beginning we cannot reach to the stable state of certainty, to have the eyes open, but it could be, as Urafa they say, it could be flashy, it could be hal, it could come to us on and off. We could have some experiences of these eyes of certainty that brings more light to our hearts and can enlighten our hearts. So these du'as, these a'mal, these ibadat of the month of Ramadan is the best chance to reach to that high level of perfection, inshaAllah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.